I'm the founder of Context.io, and we're the missing email API. Now, the best way to explain what that is to give you an example. This is a typical CRM. When you create your account, you get a blank canvas. You got your contact there, but it's up to you to put in the conversations, the documents, and the tasks related to that person. Now, think about it. That information is all somewhere in your email account. Years of conversations with people inside and outside your company, document versions, and the discussions around these documents. This is all in your email account. Email is a very ingrained habit. And the real problem with email is not that people rely on it. The real problem is that applications don't use it that much. And the main reason is it's too complicated. There's no quick and easy way for developers to get the data from a mailbox and put it in outside applications. And this is exactly what Context.io does. We turn this into this. Context.io is a very rich email API that turns the mailbox into a data source, a rich data source. A data source that can be used in a CRM like this. Let's come back to our example. If you connect your mailbox to the CRM, this is what you would get. History of attachments, history of messages. You wouldn't have to BCC or forward any emails for that to show up. You would just connect your mailbox, and it would show up there. How does that compare with things like Zobni, Rapportive, Gmail Contextual Gadgets? What these applications do is they bring data from other applications within your email client. So it's a lot easier to read your emails. Once you read that email and it falls in the big pile of archived messages, that's where we come in, and we close the loop. We bring that data back in other systems. CRM, history of conversations with your contact, document management, all your attachments synced with your document archive, productivity applications, whatever the threads around tasks will show up there. Social, you can link with many people on LinkedIn. The actual strengths of these relationships look no further than your inbox for it. This is what we do. Why would applications do this? The first obvious reason is instant gratification for their own users. Put this at the end of your user sign up, and voila. Years of history are instantly available in your application. Instant value for your users. Instant value means better adoption of your application. Another great benefit is you leverage email habits. Your users don't have to change the way they work. There's no change required. And when you don't require any change, that's better retention. And what happens when you got better adoption and better retention? You get more money. This is what we give to applications. This is an API that's designed for business applications, not for email clients. So what does that mean? Well, let's have a few examples of calls. CRM, you want the history of messages exchanged with a contact. There's a call that does exactly that. What about the files exchanged with that contact? There's another call that does exactly that. If you're a document management system, you don't care about the person, but you want the history of a file, there's a call that's going to give you exactly that. What's been changed between the last version and the one before? There's another one call that gives you exactly that. There's a very rich set of calls that make it very easy for applications to get the data out of a mailbox. How do we price this? It's based on the number of mailboxes that your application will use. So the first 500 mailboxes, you pay $1.50 per mailbox per month, and the price goes down as soon as you have more than 500. For example, an application that would have 10,000 accounts would pay about an average of $1 per mailbox. For the VCs in the room that are wondering whether that's a big enough market, the estimated number of email accounts by 2014 is close to 4 billion. And a quarter of these are corporate email accounts. That's 1 billion email accounts. It's a lot bigger than Facebook. So I think the market is big enough. The team behind this is Dominic. He's the developer. We're based in Montreal. There's Sarah Jane, who handles the community manager, and myself that does a bit of both. We're backed by Real Ventures, a seed fund in Montreal. This API is not something new. It's something we developed for our own application. It's been live in production for over a year. So when you sign up and use it, you're using something that's been in production, that's syncing thousands of mailboxes every day. We have now up to a little more than 500 registered developers that created their account in the last month. We started giving keys early January, and that came up really fast in the last month. We're here because we're trying to get more developers involved. We're also trying to get partners involved. There's no reasons why Rackspace app doesn't offer this standard on their webmail applications. What's ahead? To be honest, I think what we have live now is exciting enough that even if I had enough time, I don't need to talk about what's in our development pipeline. But if you want to talk about it, come to me after. I'll be happy to tell you about it, unless you're a Boston Bruins fan, then I will talk to you. But I will tell you this. We saw a lot of applications in the last year or two that make your email client better, reportive, things like this. I think the next big wave is applications reusing the data in your mailbox. And Context.io will be the foundation of these applications. Thanks.
All right, I'm not going to mention the fact I'm from Boston. I'm just going to leave that alone. But Lou, he came on to you. What do you say?
It's interesting. Well done. Two questions for you. One is, I think that this is something that is seeking a killer application. Some demonstration of how this is